Conflict is an inevitable part of any relationship, whether it's between friends, family members, co-workers, or romantic partners. The key to healthy relationships is not avoiding conflict altogether, but learning how to manage and resolve it effectively. Here are some tips for resolving conflict in relationships. Stay calm. When conflict arises, it's easy to become emotional and reactive. However, it's important to stay calm and composed in order to approach the situation rationally and find a solution. Communicate clearly. Effective communication is crucial when resolving conflicts. Communicate clearly. Effective communication is crucial when resolving conflicts. Clearly express your thoughts and feelings without attacking the other person. Clearly express your thoughts and feelings without attacking the other person. Use I statements to explain how the situation is affecting you. Use I statements to explain how the situation is affecting you. Listen actively. Listening is just as important as speaking when it comes to conflict resolution. Make an effort to truly hear the other person's perspective and show that you understand where they're coming from. Make an effort to truly hear the other person's perspective and show that you understand where they're coming from. Find common ground. In many cases, both parties in a conflict share similar goals or desires. Look for common ground and use it as a starting point for finding a resolution that benefits both parties. Focus on the issue, not the person. Avoid making personal attacks or placing blame on the other person. Instead, focus on the specific issue at hand and work together to find a solution. Brainstorm solutions. Approach the conflict as a problem to be solved, rather than a battle to be won. Brainstorm possible solutions together and consider the pros and cons of each option. Be willing to compromise. Compromise is often necessary in order to find a resolution that works for both parties. Be open to finding a middle ground and making concessions in order to move forward. Take responsibility for your part. In any conflict, it's important to take responsibility for your own actions and acknowledge any mistakes you may have made. Apologize if necessary and work to make things right. Seek outside help if needed. In some cases, outside help may be necessary to resolve a conflict. Consider seeking the advice of a trusted friend, family member, or professional mediator. Practice forgiveness. Forgiveness is an important part of moving on from a conflict. Once a resolution has been reached, work to let go of any lingering resentment or negative feelings and focus on rebuilding the relationship. Set boundaries. If the conflict arises from a behavior or action that violates your personal boundaries, it's important to set clear boundaries and communicate them to the other person. Be firm but respectful in explaining what is and is not acceptable to you. Take a break if needed. Sometimes emotions can run high during a conflict, and it's important to take a break if the conversation becomes too heated or overwhelming. Agree to reconvene at a later time when both parties have had a chance to calm down and approach the situation more rationally.